Hey guys, I'm Ross. Welcome to What Does the Ross Say?
There can be only one Ross. I don't even talk like that.
Hey, welcome to this episode of What Does the Ross Say? At the start, we saw kind of a jingle, like a theme song, and every TV show has a theme song.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ba-da-da-da.
Kind of what it's all about. And we've been reading lately in our catechism on Sunday mornings that what are we really about? We're really about glorifying God. That's what we're all about. We are made to glorify Him. The way we glorify Him is by serving Him and being obedient to Him and trying to fit everything about our lives into worshiping Him and seeing how that makes sense and how that fits together. And so sometimes our themes are not quite glorifying to God. And if the theme of our life is glorifying Him, we're going to see that God is with us and He is pleased in our lives. The first one we saw is kind of like the common disobedient student and kind of disrespects their parents.
How do you work this thing?
Mom, you have to be smarter than the average iPhone.
And we learn from the commandments that that's just something that we can't do as students. We got to learn to obey God's will, and like we talked about in D&L a couple weeks ago, that's the most important thing as a student is learning to obey our parents on just small things. And then we also saw that there's a guy who's like everyone notices he's the nerd.
Hey, you're Destiny, right?
And you know what? It's okay to be a nerd. Just as long as you honor God being a nerd. And that's okay. I would probably be considered a nerd, most likely. You even saw my body double, Ross 2, in the video that looked a lot like me, was a nerd. So it's okay to be a nerd. Just honor God as a nerd. The next thing we learned about is kind of people that are like act religious but don't really have any substance to them.
One must not drink to get drunk.
I thought I saw you drunk last night.
And talking about, well, let's just not do this thing. And it's not as much not getting to do something, it's getting to serve God and the opportunity it is to serve God. And not just trying to push the limit with God, but learning to walk with God in a way that really pleases Him and not just kind of walking the line with Him. So, lots of times people seek relationships and they don't really pray about it. They just kind of look for maybe one or two qualities in a person.
Jaquisha, I really like you a lot.
I'm sorry, there's just another man.
We've been reading our prayer team, our book on from Answers to Prayer by George Mueller, and he talks to us about, when we seek a marriage person to pursue in a relationship of substance, we're going to find that the quality that we seek the most is holiness. And then everything else is important too, but that should be kind of peripheral on the side. Whereas the most important thing for us is a person's godliness. Are they walking with God? Do they know God? Do they have a relationship with God? And then from the other things that matter, those are kind of secondary.
House.
I've never seen
Bad boys, bad boys.
That's something on the deck.
Okay.
Are you serious? SpongeBob SquarePants.
You don't know any of the words. Okay, guys.
These are really hard, actually.
Yeah, Mark's gonna actually have a bruise, like when he goes home.
One of my friends actually punched me in the gut.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Guys, hold on.
Go.
Okay, guys.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Tree. Oh, a tree!
It's a tree!
I said tree!
Guys. Yes.
Is this the religious scene?
Aaron, I just want you to just
Whose glasses are
give your testimony. No, I'm just kidding. No.
What am I doing?
that?